Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It is a changing of the guard, and we have a new generation of Chargers, Challengers, and whatever from Mopar. Well, we only have a Charger this time around in 2-door and 4-door versions, but I'm gonna give you my prediction on the future of Dodge and my prediction on this Charger, what's gonna happen with it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the WilHemi Show. We are back once again with another few minutes of what's going on inside my brain. I'm coming off of a solid week of work. This is Friday when I'm filming this. It's what I've been thinking about all week. At the beginning of this week, or end of last week, Saturday, the 22nd of March, Springfest happened. Springfest Festival of LXs. It's a factory show put on mainly by the factory and a few other select people that I know down here in California. It used to, well, let me tell you, I'll give you the history. Springfest was launched in 2005 when these things first hit the road, right? Early 2004, the first 300s and the first Magnums, Chargers, when they hit the road, the factory decided to put out and do a show that would show everybody what these cars are doing, what's going on, right? So they did that, and it was weak, it was small, it was tiny. The first one, it was no big deal. I came in the game with my first Mopar vehicle, my first SRT8 vehicle in 2008. But back then, the Spring Festival of LXs only allowed the LX cars, Chargers, Challengers, Magnums, 300s. That was it, right? There were some other SRTs at the time, but they were not included and not allowed, so I didn't go. I didn't hit that show until 2009 when I got this Magnum, SRT8. I was allowed into the show. It was fantastic, it was great. It had been going on for a couple of years, but I jumped in, I met some cool people, and I mean, it was a life-changing event, and I've never seen so many people so crazy excited about a new car, and had already turned them up. Mind you, this is the fourth year of the show, and they had already turned them up. This is Springfest 4, happened in 2009. That was my first one, and it was just great. And the factory fed you. It was no charge to get in. I mean, it was like a small donation, I think, but there was no charge to get in. As long as you had a car, right? There were no spectators really coming to this thing. This was all for owners. This was purely for the owners, people that bought the car. And they fed you, like I said, it was cool. They had special guests. Ralph Giles always showed up. He was a main designer of these things. He always showed up. I met him at, I think it was Springfest 7. It was one of the other ones later. He came up to me, and I was standing by my Magnum. I just pulled up, and he rolled up on me. I was like, yo, I seen your picture. You that dude, right? He was like, yeah. He said he used to have a Magnum, everything. Dude was always involved with these cars. He was always involved with the community. And we'll always love him for that. You know what I'm saying? No matter where he goes in this corporation. And the word is he might be coming back to the corporation in a major way. But that's neither here nor there right now. But Springfest was bomb. It came every year. It got bigger, better. They started letting in all the other SRTs. They started letting in a bunch of other stuff. I mean, it was Jeeps and stuff in there by the time 2019 was the last show. That was Springfest 14. That was the last show because of COVID. And Springfest 15 was all set up, ready to go. It was gonna happen in late March. And of course the lockdowns happened March 15th, and then everybody got scared and they said, well, you better not do nothing, better not go outside and do anything. The only thing you were allowed to do was riot or go to a funeral. That was it. And car shows were out. It was just dead. Dead and gone. Well, anyway, this past weekend, We had Springfest. Honorarily, I guess it would have been Springfest 15, but it was not called that because it's so much of a gap. I mean, it's like a 5-year gap. This was Springfest 2025. It took place in Lake Forest at a hotel parking lot. Now, this Springfest, haven't gone to so many others, they got so huge. This one was smaller, okay? But it was real. It was good. It was reminiscent of the early days. Now, they had, like I said, they bring people in from out of town, so they stayed in the hotel, and Springfest happened at the actual hotel. There's never been like that. It's always been a separate place. Anyway, Springfest has always been in a separate place from the hotel, but people always gather at the hotel the night before with the beach burger, all that good stuff, right? So this time around, no beach burger, but they did have the night before, Friday night, a little thing at the hotel where they had some factory people there, some Dodge people there, and, you know, a little round table forum or whatever. But Saturday Springfest was packed out. It was a great show. It really felt like old times. Really did. And I mean, it was like a family reunion for those of us that had been around for a long time. And if you didn't go, you missed it. It was great. It wasn't a monster show, but my legs were worn the hell out by the time I left there. Now, in my last video I did last week's episode of the WilHemi show, I pretty much took you through Springfest a little bit. Didn't really hit it too hard because I know there's gonna be a bunch of videos out there, a bunch of other people gonna really blast it. So I didn't do too much filming. It was really hard because I was too busy saying what's up to people, hugging folks, and like, man, where y'all been? Where you been? Miss you, all that good stuff. So I didn't get too much filming done. But like usual, at Springfest, there's always new vehicles there, new projects, new things, and the factory people are there, and they're listening, they're looking at what we're doing with our cars, and they're getting ideas for the next one, all of that. Anyway, the new Charger Daytona was there, was present. This is my first time really getting to see him. I kind of got glimpses of some on the road here and there, but this is my first time up close and personal with that new car. And pretty much I loved it. As far as the car itself, I got to drive it thanks to my my former club people in Mopar 360. They were there, and it was like, man, like I said, family reunion. And anyway, big wigs were there. I hadn't seen in a minute, and I got handed the keys to a Daytona, Charger Daytona, right? It was the RT base, so it was the entry level, no power to really speak of, but it really gave me a chance to check out the car. Now, as far as the drivetrain and all that, right? Nobody wants the EV, we understand that. That really wasn't what I was checking out. But the car had regular power. It was like, the EV one I think is like 500 horsepower, but the car is so heavy that the 500 horsepower in a 5,700 pound car felt like an RT. It really felt about the same as a 5.7 V8 in the old Charger, right? So basically, I wasn't concerned with the power. That wasn't it. I wasn't concerned with the range, none of that. But I did get to drive that car, and I freaking loved it, okay? It was, I mean, it's pretty much everything we need in a new generation of LX vehicles. Now, after driving that car, and after heaping praise upon it, as far as for what it was, of course, I received some comments here and there that, you know, whoop-de-whoop, you know, these internet warriors are, right? So, I got some comments. People really, really hate this car, and they are really prejudiced against it. And, I don't blame them. I mean, it's anger-inducing to be thrown in EV after you just gave us a Hellcat, and not even a plaid-busting EV, just a regular EV, and it's not a, you know, charging network is ho-hum at best. The mileage that you're getting out of it is ho-hum. And to be handed that after Hellcat after Hellcat after Hellcat is a slap in the face. Now, there was a reason Stellantis did this, okay? Carlos Tavares, the Euro, he, was trying to get ahead of all this EV mandate stuff, right? So he said, we're gonna go ahead, we're just gonna leap CDJR into EVs and basically get ahead of everything, get on top of the game quick, since EVs since it's a said and done deal that EVs are gonna be the move of the future and there's not gonna be any more gas powered cars. We better get started right now. Now, when you look at it that way, you can't really blame them. Now, it was a bad decision, very bad decision. Yeah, these things were not ready for prime time. They still not, as far as EVs go, but it had to be done at the time. But this was without foresight. Now, thankfully, somebody deep down in the factory and engineering team engineered this new Charger EV to be able to house an engine and a transmission just in case. That had to be somebody who knew what was going to happen November 5th, 2024, because that changed the entire ball game. Okay, now with that major Trump victory, full-on Trump victory, and the promises he made to remove the EV mandates and all this other stuff are being fulfilled quickly. Day one, it's all about bringing back the automotive industry, bringing back the energy sector. Now, these things have been punished for the last 4 years. Automotive industry, punished, flogged. Our energy, flogged. Okay, it was like somebody was really attempting to fast track the EV nonsense without being ready for it, by just basically destroying the gas engine and the oil and gasoline needed to power it. If we just destroy all those things, everybody will default to EVs without building a new power plant. I don't know how it was supposed to work, but it was short-sighted and it was a lousy plan at best. Anyway, all that changed. Hemis are coming back. They're coming back into this Charger. They're coming back everywhere, into trucks, everything. All of that is gone, and now we got a chance. Like I said, thankfully, somebody built the car with the possibility in mind, with the possible turn of events in mind. Thank the Lord you did that, because now we got a game changer on our hands. But like I said, I'm still from the community. Now, I drove that Charger around Springfest, and I was getting laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was like, ugh, you know what I mean? But, those were the prejudiced folks. I mean, there's a lot of us prejudiced Hemi lovers out here, and people who just won't touch anything but that, right? Now, it was interesting, the response I was getting, but I also noticed a lot of people love the way that thing looked, and a lot of people love the way that thing feels, and the inside of it, light years, okay? So what I'm telling you is, I remember in 2014, they released the new Charger at the time, the 2015 Charger, the current Charger that we got right now, or that we don't have anymore, but the one everybody has. When that thing came out, they showed us the RT and the base. They didn't show us the Hellcat version, the SRT, or none of that, right? We didn't have a wide body yet, but they showed us the RT Charger, and it was shat upon by the entire community. Everybody hated it. Everybody was telling me it looked too much like a dart. I ain't messing with it. I like the old one. I ain't touching it. I don't like it. I don't care. Now, this is history repeating itself, is what I can tell you right now. That's the same thing that happened in 2014. And look at it now. By 2018, that Charger was the hottest thing on the road. that Challenger was still the hottest thing on the road. 2-door form, 4-door form, those two vehicles were the hottest things on the road. But yet everybody hated it when it first came out. Everybody. I couldn't find nobody that liked that Charger. Look at us now. What I'm seeing, because I'm a student of history, I know history repeats itself and it rhymes with itself. We're seeing the exact same thing now with this Charger. Everybody hates it. Everybody's talking crap about it. A lot of people are, but not everybody. This Charger. Now, mind you, I drove the EV, right? It was not stellar by any means. Yeah, I've driven Plaids, I've driven the Cybertruck, I've driven lots of other EVs. This one was not, as far as EVs go, it was not a game changer. But that's at $75,000. Now these things are not selling very well at all. Like I said, the community is not receptive to it one bit. There are a few walking out, but it's not a big seller. Now, at $35,000, that RT EV, stage nothing, not the Scat Pack, just the regular EV, it starts to look good, EV and all, for that money. And the price, when the price is right, a lot of stuff changes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now. But the EV is there. Pretty soon the engines are gonna be there. Now, I mean, you're gonna get that Hurricane. There's talk of the 3.5 V6 coming back. I mean, 3.6 V6 Pentastar coming back for all you SXT folks. It's pretty much gonna be a car for all seasons. Everybody's gonna be able to have one that fits their budget and their needs, all the way up to Hellcat. It's coming, okay? Make no mistake. Now, all right. Now, my prediction. I mean, if you can't tell already, you ain't paying attention. But my prediction for the 2025-26 Charger, 2-door and 4-door. These vehicles are going to save Dodge. These vehicles will be, my prediction, this is my personal prediction, just from watching what I've watched, seeing what I've seen, these things are going to be a runaway success. Number of reasons. One, like I said, there will be engine options for everybody. Two, the thing looks fantastic. If you ever seen it up close and personal with your own eyeballs, cameras do not do it justice. This thing is going to be a runaway success. It is going to revitalize Dodge in a way even the last Charger did not do. This thing is gorgeous in person. There's engine options for everybody. The interior on these new Chargers is so good and so different. People, you have to get in it to really feel what's going on here. But I'm telling you, the interior on these cars and the fact that they are both hatchbacks, it opens up the car in a different way. You know, the older Charger, the older Challengers, dark, closed in, really compacted. This car feels like a glass house almost. I mean, you're really out in the environment. You can see around you way better. It's a better drive. Your driving seating position is higher up. The body sits a little high on the car. I mean, I don't know if that's just strictly going to be an EV thing, if the gas-powered ones are going to be the same way or not, I don't know. But the interior will knock socks off, guaranteed. Now, also, you got a whole generation, a whole slew of people with existing Chargers, Challengers, Magnums, 300s that are going down. They are getting old, they're getting raggedy, and they need to be replaced. And a lot of people have fallen dead ass in love with the LX. They're gonna need something to replace it, and I'm telling you, there is nothing else like it. There is no American vehicle whatsoever. Ford has nothing. The Mustang cannot compare. Chevy has nothing. The Cadillac, you got the CT5, that's it. And it's not nearly as big. Now this car is big. It's the only big car out there right now that you can get at a reasonable price. I mean, you can mess with the Germans if you want. The Japanese and the Koreans, they ain't offering you nothing with this kind of style. Now, mind you, as far as EVs go, this Charger two-door and four-door combo are the best looking EVs on the planet. They don't look like eggs like every other car out there does right now. Every other car out there right now looks like a damn egg. It's all about aerodynamics. It's all about swoop over. Everything looks like an EQE Mercedes. Everything. That's the quintessential egg right there. But this car don't. This car look good. Somebody gave a damn about making this thing look good. And I mean, the four-door Charger by itself, man, that thing, it looks, you can clearly see the DNA coming from a 70 Coronet 440 sedan. The DNA is clear. That car was basic pedestrian, you know, utilitarian at best. Somehow, this Charger four-door, especially in ludicrous blue, this Charger four-door, they all look good though. They all look good. But the ludicrous blue one, set next to a four-door Coronet, the DNA is clear, but they made this thing so pretty and so sexy. And I can't explain how they did it, what they did it. I'm not a designer, but they did it. And the presence on the road is outstanding. Road presence is serious. Now you put some rims on that thing, you start taking it to another Springfest 26, 27, and people see it, this car is gonna be a runaway success. You have my stamp of approval on that. WilHemi said so. Mark my words. This car will sell and will sell big. I'm dead ass. Just wait and see. Thank you for watching me, WilHemi. So if you like what I do here, please like, and share, and subscribe. I'll be dropping WilHemi shows from now on quite a bit. So we're on here, we're all ready to do whatever we gotta do. But stay informed, and yo, mark my words. Deuces.